Hey, this is Jim from Jim's Coleus. You know, I've been taking a look at the weather forecast, trying to really look ahead and forecast it, and wanted to get my Coleus out in my greenhouse. And that was, I guess, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. Everything looked good, 50s and so forth overnight, really good, safe. Get them in here. Past couple of nights, we've had some really cold stuff coming in, 34 the other night, so I was a little disturbed, a little afraid of losing my plants. So we'll do, got the heater going. It was around 40 last night. It's early morning, 100 in here, so I just opened the door because I don't want to stifle them. We got to get the oxygen through, but you know, sun's up now. It's in the low 50s now outside, so I'm going to open it up, get some air through. I did some trimming. I had a little bit of damage. That's one lesson that I try to learn each year, and I can't say that I take my own advice sometimes, because I always say be patient, try not to you know, we all see our pictures of our Coleus, and you see beautiful pictures, especially on like Instagram. You see these big, beautiful, overflowing Coleus like I get generally in the summertime. So we're all in a hurry. We want to get those plants going, and maybe we get a little hasty and we want to get our plants going. So it's early. It's spring here in New Jersey, and again we had some chilly weather, and these aren't really going to start to take off until we get that really hot, humid weather. So what I've been doing, I've been going over each one, and as you can see, I have some damage. You can see some of that damage there, so I'm going to cut that. And I know it might set me back a little bit. You can see I did a lot already. I cut a lot, but it's early. It's still, I know I've said it before, it's every year's different. The weather conditions are different every year. But what I know is, and please take this, my word on this, is, because I have been doing this for 10 years, is every year, depending on how cool, how late in the season, damage that I may get, every year, the summers here in New Jersey, the hot, humid weather has never failed us. And once that arrives, and I start getting these watered well and fertilized well, these will explode even more, and they look pretty good. They still look very, very good. But again, there's a few that have some damage that need to be tended to. So don't worry about it. Don't look at your plants and say, oh my God, these look horrible. They don't look anything like how beautiful his Coleus plants look. It's early yet. Give them time. It takes a little while. Yeah, you know what? Today, we're all used to getting things instantly. You can run out to a nice nursery and buy yourself a nice full Coleus, and that's fine. That's beautiful. You have that right away, instantaneous, like going to the drive-thru and getting yourself a fast food dinner rather than sitting home and putting the ingredients together and making it yourself. But this growing your own Coleus goes beyond that. It's like making. I just made pancakes for my son from scratch, as opposed to the complete mix. So it's sort of that way, and they came out really good. So same thing here. You're growing your Coleus from seed, and it may be like watching water boil. It takes a while, but in the end, they will do fine. And before you know it, and it depends on where you are in the world, of course, but if you're in spring and you're entering summer, and you live in a region that has a lot of humidity, you're going to get a lot better results, and these Coleus will be beautiful. So at this point, My main goal is to continue looking at the forecast and protect them. I got my heater going. Actually, it's off now because it's plenty warm in here. I just opened again. I just opened it, and you can see it just dropped another 2. I try not to keep it over 100. Once that's during the summertime. That's basically when it's 70, 80 degrees outside. It's easily well over 100 in here. So I never keep it enclosed. So, but I don't want it to chill off here either. So I'm going to close the door, keep one of the windows partially open, and I'll maintain it for the day and keep it. And I've ordered these, so there's lots of. I ordered them yesterday afternoon, early afternoon, so they have moisture in the soil, and that also adds into the humidity here. So we're gonna close this up. But again, my next what I'm gonna do, and what you can do if you're following along at this point, is maintenance. Cut those leaves that look damaged, if they're weather damaged like some of mine. Get that bottom growth to come in. Get some of that growth coming in. And again, the top leaves here, you can argue these 2 leaves need to be trimmed. You might have some damaged leaves. Trim them, cut them, because in the long run it's going to promote a nice full plant, and it will happen. Be patient. You can see there's a couple of leaves there that just don't look too so they're going to be trimmed. And I go through each of my pots, and every year I do the same thing, and every year I get the same results. So if you follow along, be patient, and do follow my instructions, and you're going to do well. Your Coleus will do really well. And also, these are in nursery pots. They're going to only do as well as they can in these nursery pots. Once you get them into larger pots, then they're going to be larger. So the larger your planter, the larger your pot, your planter, your garden bed, the larger your Coleus is going to grow. So that's where you're going to make those nice full Coleus. So whether it's a hanging basket, a planter, concrete planter, or what. And I have some vegetables in the back. These are still pretty young, but I got a lot of peppers growing real well. There's a poinsettia. If I'm indoors, I put outside in here. But we still have time. And at this point, again, what I said is maintain your plants. Cut any of your dead leaves or any leaves that don't look too well. Check for insects if you have them. I use the insect soap, and you should do pretty well. And as far as large planters, here we go. This is, if you look through some of my older videos, these are my planters that I keep on either side of my deck. And I have them all ready to go. I have some really good fresh potting mixture, have some fertilizer mixed in, some organics and so forth that I mix in real well. But it's still too early to put Coleus in there. Again, I made that mistake in the past. I don't put anything in here until June, because it's just is like we're here in New Jersey, we have too much of a risk of frost. So again, these are big planters. You're going to get a nice big Coleus arrangement. So okay, so back in the greenhouse. So okay, so there's your larger planters. If you put a number of Coleus, now a planter that size, I put about 5 Coleus in a perimeter, and I put 1 in the center, and that will, it all really depends on what you want. But I like to grow multiple Coleus in those planters, and they fill out so nicely, and you get so many different, you just have that array of color. So that's the future, looking forward. I can see I have a couple of little insects in here, so I'm going to have to hit it with the insect soap. So you're following along, just keep in mind. You can look at, see some of these, they don't look that great. I got lots of good color, but it's maintenance at this point. Okay, so be patient, follow along, and I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's Coleus are growing right along here. And if you're not at this stage, don't worry. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. If you seeded your Coleus around the same time as I, and your Coleus aren't the same size, it doesn't mean that you're not doing anything right. It could be a number of things. Each plant, grows a little, depending on where you are, the amount of sunlight and heat and so forth, and a number of other things. So, but keep it going. And any comments, questions, feel free to post them below. Check out all my other videos if you haven't. Please subscribe if you haven't. And also check out my Instagram page. You can send me photos through Facebook Messenger or Instagram if you have any questions. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks, maybe a week or so. I'm expecting the real warm weather to kick in, I'm hoping, and we can get these outside, because my next step now is to design the pots, hanging baskets and so forth. So we'll post a video when we do that. And it's still been a little bit too windy and chilly to harden these, so I haven't been hardening them this week. It's just too windy out. We don't want to damage them. Again, check out my other videos on hardening. And thanks for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Hope everyone stays well.